Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Abukasis. I'm the inventor and the founder behind Atom Rehabilitation and the Atom Performance System. In this video and the videos to follow, we're going to walk you through everything from setup, cleaning your brace, and making sure that you know how to use it as effectively as possible. Your brace package should have came with 5 items. This includes the waist belt, the elastic bands, our training guide, and 2 performance braces. So make sure you have everything all together in the box. And as long as you do, we can go ahead and proceed and move forward. The first thing we're going to start with is understanding how to position the elastic bands on the waist belt itself. And we're going to go ahead and put the elbow braces on. And we're going to walk you through the setup and the guide on how to do it correctly. So we've got our Atom Performance brace here in our hands. And I want to show you guys the easiest and simplest way to go ahead and put on the brace effectively and efficiently. First thing that we're going to go ahead and do, this is fresh out of the box, we are going to undo all of the straps on the brace itself. All right, so we're going to start from the top. Doesn't matter if you start from the top or the bottom, but go ahead and undo them to where they completely come off of the brace brackets themselves. So they should be completely undone, all together, loop them through. Okay, you're going to keep them nice. You're going to make sure the flap is open. We're going to undo the third one as well. Okay, so we've undone all 3 straps, the 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom, and the middle flap is open here. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys from a side angle how we place this on. You're going to place your arm through the brace, and we're going to pull it up to where the diamond mesh is located right at the inside of the elbow. Now, before you strap on and do everything, I want you to do something called a flex test. This means you should be able to bend your arms where you do not feel the brackets themselves. From here, the next step is to go ahead and take your arm and pull the flap closed. Okay, our flap is closed, and we are going to begin by either putting the upper or the lower straps together. It does not matter which side that you go ahead and do this and to start with on, but just make sure you go one by one and make sure that they are all nice and tight. Should not be too tight where you are cutting off your circulation, but they should be tight enough to where your arm feels nice and secure across the brace. Okay, so we're going to start here. Do this. Now if you have a buddy or a partner that can help you with this, it may speed some things up, but don't be afraid to go ahead and do this on your own. It does require some hand dexterity and getting used to putting the flaps on, moving forward. But once we have all 3 flaps tightened, our brace is now on effectively. We can bend and we can move. As you see here, again, the diamond pattern is going to be your location tool for placing on the brace to making sure that it is in the correct position. Go ahead and do that with both arms, and where I'm going to show you how to take it off and take care of your brace once you're done. Here's the waist belt with all of the elastic bands connected on. As you see, the 2 smaller bands are located on the top rings here, and the 2 longer bands are below it. Now you want to go ahead and attach it. These are the brackets, or the adjustable brackets, to adjust the size of the waist belt. So as you put it on, you're going to go through one of these 3 loops. I mentioned in a prior video, if you need an extension for your waist belt, please contact me immediately. I'd be happy to go ahead and send you an extension piece to go ahead and use it from there if you did not receive them. Now I use the second loop on this. I'm going to go ahead and place this on just to show you guys how the anterior and the posterior side works all together. Now stages 1 through 6 are stages in order to increase or reduce resistance. Stage 1 requires that the bands are in the shortest position. So we're going to start off with stage 1 on the anterior side. I'm going to guide you guys through all of the stages for the anterior side and all of the stages for the posterior side as well. Now I know you can't see the waist belt here, so I'm going to go ahead and adjust the camera so you can see me a little bit more clearly. Okay, you should be able to see the waist belt nice and clear. As you see, the waist belt is in position number 1. We're going to start off with stage 1, which requires the longer bands, which are the bands on the bottom, to cross behind the back over towards the forearm positioning ring. So let me show you how to go ahead and use this. We're going to take our bands From our sides, we're going to maneuver it around back behind our back. With our other arm, we're going to bring it across the front, and we are going to connect the bands on ring 3. Again, we're going to position our arm just as such. We're going to hook it over, and voila, we have the band on. The next one, we're going to take the other band from the other side, bring it around our back, take it with the other hand, make sure that you have the hook ready, and we are going to connect it on this side as well. Now I'm only connecting one side just for demonstration purposes. That is stage 1. Stage 2 requires the waist belt to be in the same position. Only thing that we are doing, we are taking the shorter bands that are on top, and we are doing the same thing. So we are going to take the shorter band, bring it around, and connect it on to the ring from there. That would be stage 2. So stage 1 is the longer band, stage 2 is the shorter band in this position. Stage 3 requires us to swing the waist belt around. So as you see, I'm not going to take the whole waistband off, but rather I'm just going to go ahead and bring it all the way in front of my body here to where the bands are now in front of me. You should be able to see them here. Okay. Now, the bands being in front of the body, I'm going to go ahead and take the longer bands. This will be stage 3. I'm going to take the longer band, connect it behind my body. All of the anterior workouts will require the band to be pulled behind my back. Again, connecting it to ring 3. Stage 4 will require us in the same position with the shorter bands to bring the bands around and connect it to that same positioning. Pull it from here and bring it from here. Okay? Now all of these can be connected to ring 3 as long as it's behind, or ring 1, as long as it goes behind our back. If for whatever reason you cannot reach ring 3, which is on the forearm, you will not suffer by using ring 1. It's just that there may be a difference in the positioning of the tension. That's okay. It will not destroy your workouts, and you'll still be more than effective enough to go ahead and utilize the system moving forward. So that was stages 1 through 4. Stage 5 requires us to bring the waist belt back behind us again. Now this will require both of the bands, both the longer and the shorter bands, to be connected onto our body. As you see, if the waist belt goes ahead and gets stuck in, don't be scared. Just reposition it to make sure it's nice and secured onto the body. I'm going to start by taking the shorter band. I'm going to connect the shorter band to ring 3 here. And I'm going to take the longer band and I'm going to connect it to ring 1. Now you'll have both of the bands connected behind your back, and you'll be able to do your motions effectively with more resistance because you're on stage 5 utilizing both of the bands. Stage 6 will require us to bring the bands in front, and I hope you guys reach this stage quickly and effectively. Give yourself some time to work up to this type of load, but it is nothing more than by increasing the distance of the bands to our elbow. Because we have to wrap it now from the front all the way behind our body, we've now increased the resistance altogether. So go ahead, connect your bands, the shorter band to ring 3 and the longer band to ring 1. It is not super important which one you connect to which. If you find as though it's too difficult to connect it to ring 3, again, you can go ahead and utilize ring 2 for this exercise, but just make sure that you have both bands on separate rings in order to make sure that we do not damage the rings by putting too much strain on one location, specifically with the athlete pack, okay, with the 25-pound resistance bands. All right, so that's stage 1 through 6 with our anterior side workouts. Again, our anterior workouts are our snow angels, our lateral raises, we have our frontal shoulder flexions, as well as our bear hugs in the 3-minute warm-up. Any of the activities, like our upward shoulder head press, our chest presses, will also be included in our anterior work, which means that the band should be pulled behind you in order to maximize the tension. So any pushing or pressing upward motions that are exercising your shoulders or your chest are going to be done with the bands wrapped behind you. So now that we've finished our anterior side understanding, I'm going to show you guys how all of the stage 6 progression models work with the posterior chain. It's a little bit different because the bands are now going to be crossed in front of your body in order to activate our scapula, our upper back, and our shoulders in a different direction. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and maneuver the camera once more to show you guys all of the stages, again 1 through 6, for the posterior side chain to help you get a better understanding of how to connect the rings and connect the bands to the elbow brace effectively. Okay, you should be able to see the elastic bands in front of me. Stage 1 of our posterior side chain workouts will require us to take the longer bands, bring it across our body, and connect it to ring 1. Our motions will involve the victory Y press, lateral abduction, the high elbow row, and the low scap open. Now, the bands crossing in front of us provide tension cross body here, which means that we need to focus on bringing our arm back away from the band as much as possible. Okay? This is the plane of resistance here, so we need to move our arm away from resistance in order to activate the muscles. All right? That was stage 1. We have our longer bands at the shortest position. Stage 2, we are not going to change the waist belt. We're just going to go to the shorter bands. Again, same ring, stage to ring 1, and we will utilize our motions here of the warm-up. Okay? Stage 3 and stage 4 will require a change in positioning of the waist belt. So we're going to swing it around. Because the bands are behind us now, we have to wrap them all the way across the front of the body. So stage 3 requires the longer bands to be wrapped, pulled all the way from in front of our body to the first elbow ring here. As we go through our motions, we're able to go through all of these. Again, I'm part of the warm-up. And any of the exercises that you're going to do that involve your back, like the thoracic rotations, which involve us to come from here and opening out this way, right? Full thoracic rotation, so all the way this side, all the way open, will require you to use the bands to cross in front of your body. All right, stage 4 will take us with the smaller band from the position behind us, wrap it all the way across the front of the body, utilize on ring 1, and we can drive through our motions from there. We can open all the way out and come all the way across from there. Like a thoracic rotation, or our bent over rows will also be in this position across from us as we are pulling the arm forward and driving it backwards with resistance. The next stage is stage number 5. Stage 5 requires us to bring the waist belt position back to in front of us. And we're going to connect the shorter band to ring 1. And we will connect the longer band to ring 2 here. This will allow us, with resistance, to go through our motions effectively with an increased level of resistance. Stage 6 will require us to go to the longer side, longer positioning side, where we bring the bands all the way around us, and we're going to do the same things. Shorter band to ring 1, longer band to ring 2, where we will go through our motions from here. Okay? All of the motions that require activating any type of musculature in the back will require you to cross the bands across the front of the body moving forward. Once again, I would like to personally thank you for being a part of this journey, and I'm excited for the results that you have to come. If there's anything that I can do to help in the process, please don't hesitate to reach out immediately. It's info@adamrehabilitation.com. You can email me directly at any time. I do check all of my emails myself, and I'd be happy to get back to you immediately and as possible to make sure that you are using and utilizing our system as effectively and benefiting from our system accordingly. Again, please don't hesitate, and I do want to say thank you again for believing in us and believing in this system to help take care of your shoulder health and improving your mobility, stability, and strength all together.